Good morning, you guys. How is everyone doing this morning? I'm gonna wait and start giving everyone the opportunity to start getting the notifications. Hey, Diane. Hey, the Black Barbie. Your Choice Towing. Hey, Holiday Tracks. I'm gonna give a lot of other people, some more people, the opportunity. Stop. Be quiet. How you guys doing this morning? Hold on for a second, y'all. I'm trying to pull up the video. Cause I'm trying to understand what's really going on. You know, we talk about crime and all of that. You know, a lot of people talk about the police. Hold on for a second. Be quiet, Riley. I wanted to show this right quick because I don't know if how is everyone doing. I don't know if people have had the opportunity to see this before I get into what I was going to talk about the city council. New Memphis City Council's first meeting includes confirming new mayor's decision for leaders.
33 right now, and today Memphis City Council is going to vote on whether to reappoint Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis. Nearly a month ago, then Mayor-elect Paul Young said that Davis would remain in that position once he assumed office.
I have faith and confidence in Chief Davis. We've had a lot of conversation over the past 2 months. I look forward to working with her as we continue to stabilize safety in this community.
All right, so that was last month. So right now, Fox 13 Sheila O'Connor is live downtown. The city council is going to be voting on whether she's going to be retained today, Sheila.
Yeah, that's right, Ernie. And like you've already mentioned, this is something that Mayor Paul Young supports. He wants to keep C.J. Davis as the chief of police. You've got City Hall right behind me. This is where council members will meet to discuss whether or not to keep C.J. Davis as the top cop for the city of Memphis. That is expected to happen later this afternoon. Now, of course, it was last month when Mayor Young expressed his interest in keeping C.J. Davis, saying that he believes that she is a strong leader, that she's capable of handling one of the toughest crisis situations that any police chief could endure. That was a letter that Mayor Young had sent about a month ago. A lot of the criticism with Chief Davis really came on the heels of the death of Tyree Nichols and the Scorpion unit that she formed when she took over as chief of police. That's where a lot of the criticism has come for C.J. Davis and whether or not she should still be the top cop here in the city of Memphis. Count on Fox 13 to keep you updated. We will have a crew in that meeting as council members are making this discussion on whether or not to keep Davis in that.
Okay, let me just say this because I'm sure we're going to start seeing people post that up. The city council is going to decide on, they're voting on if they should keep CJ Davis. That's just practice. That's something that they do with anybody that the mayor appoints or reappoints. The city council decides on, they take a vote on if they're going to actually allow the mayor to keep the person. And let me just say this, they've never turned anybody away. Like I said, that's just something that's practiced. And I don't even know why they do it, because when the mayor appoints somebody, it then goes through the city council for the final approval, and they've never disapproved nothing. So, I mean, he said she got to put her foot down if they keep her. Yeah, she's got to put her foot down. So it's going to be interesting to see if she's going to, Paul is a different mayor, of course, if he's going to allow her to actually police the city. Now, people, hey, Detroit go-getters, they talk about the Scorpion unit. They've always had task force. They still have task force. The Scorpion unit was a small task force. Me, myself, I blame, I think the Scorpion unit on that particular shift, because they had the Scorpion unit. It was not just those officers, right? That was just that particular shift of officers that did that. And so I understand with her being the head of the police department, it falls on her shoulders. But even though she approved for the Scorpion unit to be formed, which they form a task force all the time. It's been other task force formed since the Scorpion unit. It has to fall on the back of the sergeant, who is the direct supervisor of those officers, and the lieutenant, because the sergeant reports to the lieutenant, who reports to the major, who reports to the colonel, who reports to the chief, who reports to the director. So it goes through quite a few people before it even gets to the police director. But when something goes wrong, right, it falls on the back of the police director, when it really should fall on the back of the mayor, because the mayor is really who is over the police departments, because they appoint the police chief, right? The police chief cannot do anything without the approval of the mayor. So it's going to be interesting to see if Paul allows her to police, so when people get to talking about the Scorpion unit, that was that particular shift of officers, and that's a small task force, right? But it was that group of officers who handled their positions irresponsibly, and it was unfortunate that a young man had lost his life, right? So, but anyways, like I said, that's just protocol. When people say, when people get talking about, well, they gonna decide on Chief Davis might not keep her job. They never go against the mayor. It has not happened ever. It's just practice. It's something that they always do. If it wasn't CJ Davis, they would still have the same thing happen. Okay. Because that's what happens when the mayor make appointments. For some reason, the city council has to approve it after he make his recommendations. Then it goes before the city council, who has never gone against what the mayor wanted. Okay. But anyways, I wanted to talk about juvenile crime is out of control, right? And I was talking to a friend of mine who is who happens to sit on the city council, right? And she and I was having a conversation, and I was kind of, venting about, what the DA is doing, right? And I think that, the attorney general and all of them stepping in, once crime starts to spread into the suburban areas that sits in Shelby County, like Germantown, Collierville, that's where the rich white people live, parts of East Tennessee and stuff. When it starts to spread into those areas, so then the white people start making calls to the right people, right? and they knew to start calling the attorney general and making a fuss about that, right? And so that's when the attorney general started, you know, going on TV I guess make idle threats or whatever, um, as far as the DA is concerned, because it seems to me, you know, I do like the DA, but it seems to me that you know, he felt like that black people wanted him to get in there and just start letting out all criminals and reversing some situations. Unfortunately, he felt like, I guess, because he ran on that, I guess because a lot of the power brokers who get rich off of the crime in the black community, you know, that supported him, he felt like that you know, letting criminals out and going against, you know, the police completely is what the black community wanted. So I guess he just wanted to, you know, finish destroying the black community because everybody already knows that we need the police. Okay, we cannot live in a lawless society. I know that people that like to put hits on folks and you know, do credit card schemes and frauds and molest kids and stuff like that. They hate the police. Folks like that hate the police, but we need the police strictly for them, right? And so they'll scream on every rooftop against the police until somebody come back and try to get their lick back on them, right? For doing something that they're not supposed to do. Then they call in 911 because they get ready to get their head knocked off, right? So, anyways, we saw crime skyrocket. And so I was having a conversation with my friend. She said, "Now, wait a minute." She said, she said this she said this, she's been said this. She said, we're having, she said, a lot of the crime now. She said, Steve Mulroy is getting a lot of flack, but a lot of this crime is juvenile crime. And she said, now who is over the juveniles? What judge is over the juveniles? I was like, okay, I see what you're saying. Tarek Sugarman, and which I like Judge Sugarman. You know, Judge Sugarman, his father was the civil rights attorney for Dr. King and all of them. He was a civil rights attorney. But Judge Sugarman has he's over the juveniles, and Steve Mulroy has been getting the majority of the flack. A lot of people don't know that Judge Sugarman is letting a lot of these juveniles back out. He's giving them a tap on the wrist, right? And because Steve Mulroy is getting the majority of the flack, Tarek Sugarman is getting overlooked, right? So these juveniles have been flat foot wigging out because they go these adults, right? These older adults now are really just getting these juveniles to really go and do the ultimate. Like they really got them out there just wigging out for real, right? And then they go to juvenile court and then they're back out in a day or two. So they're not holding their feet to the fire because Judge Sugarman, who is also you know, he's a civil rights leader too. His sister sits on the city council now at this point. They feel like rehabilitation, but as I've always said, you know, I don't know if you know, it's got to be something to rehabilitate, right? A lot of these people have repetitive behavior because they have not been taught anything to begin with. And so what they do is they get out and they start, hey, big man, they get out and then they commit the same crimes over and over and over again. And that's the reason why I say, you know, juvenile crime is out of control, but we can't just hold the police responsible. I want to show you all this though, right? Before before I get into the meat of things, right? Because ooh, child. I guess I just, oh, okay. That was back in December the 12th. December the 12th. Hold on. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in, okay? Y'all hit the like button for me. I was trying to pull up the video, but I might have to read it, child. I may have to read it. It's talking about 14-year-old Memphis boy charged with at least 20 crimes, including carjacking and robbery since December of 2023. At least 20. He was charged with attempted carjacking, aggravated robbery. He got 11 counts, aggravated assault, 7 counts, attempted aggravated robbery, 5 counts, evading arrest and auto, 2 counts, theft of property, to wit, 10 to 60,000. That means carjacking, basically, and curfew violation, 3 counts. It says that according to MPD, the teen was arrested January 5th of 2024, and officers found a gun at the time of his arrest. He looks at the crime in which MPD investigators said the boy was involved at 927. Man walking to his Ford Escape in the 3900 block of Park Avenue was robbed by 3 armed males. They hit him in the head with the gun and took his vehicle. On December 21st at 7:05 p.m., woman in the 900 block of Raymond Street was approached by 2 males as she was getting out of her Chevrolet Cruze. One pointed a gun at her and they took her car. December 22nd, 6:45 p.m., man walking to his vehicle in the 1400 block of Getwell Road was robbed by 2 armed males who took his wallet. 9:57 p.m., man pumping gas in the 3900 block of Elvis Presley was approached by an armed male who took his Mercedes-Benz and then took off with 2 other suspects who got out of the Chevrolet Cruze that they had just carjacked. On December 24th at 10:46 a.m., woman was in a Audi A3 in the 1200 block of Getwell when 3 males approached her. One had a gun and demanded her car, and then was followed by a Mercedes-Benz. At 11:18 that same day, victim approached by armed males in the 3200 block of Kimball Avenue. They demanded the car keys, took off in the Mercedes-Benz without the taking the victim's vehicle. At 5:54 the same day, the 3 armed males tried to rob customers inside a store in the 1200 block of Getwell. That was the Dollar Tree that they walked in, robbing the folks in plain pure daylight in Dollar Tree. Okay. At 5:56 p.m., 3 males robbed a man in the 1400 block of Getwell, taking his cash and his Toyota Corolla. Okay. Yeah. So it says on December 26th at 11:15, the 2 males approached man walking to his car in the 3000 block of Lamar asking for money. The victim was hit in the head with the gun by one of the victims and they took off without his car. At 11:39 p.m., right after they did that on December the 26th, the same night, a woman pumping gas in the 2900 block of Lamar Avenue was approached by an armed male who demanded her keys and took her Nissan Maxima. On the 28th, 2 days later, at 1:56 a.m., the 2 males, one armed with the gun, approached the man walking to his vehicle in the 2100 block of Lamar, demanded his keys. A shot was fired, but no one was injured. 2 days later, on December the 30th, the 2 males ran up on a woman who was getting out of her car in the 2900 block of Sims. They pointed a gun at her and demanded her keys and took her Chevy Malibu. 2 days later, on December the 31st at 3:01 p.m., man was walking to his truck in the 3900 block of Rose Avenue when he was almost hit by 2 cars. 2 armed males got out and demanded his Dodge Ram. An hour later, a man was robbed by the armed males pumping gas in the 2900 block of South Perkins. 25 minutes later, woman was at a gas pump on Lamar and Pendleton when armed males approached her and demanded her car, then took off in it. On New Year's Day at 3:54 p.m., woman was loading groceries in the 6600 block of Lamar Avenue when the armed males demanded her purse and took her phone, then took off in her black sedan. On January the 3rd at 2:28 p.m., Man was standing at his car in the 2000 block of LaBelle Street, was approached by armed males who demanded his keys and then took off with his Mercedes. An hour later at 3:29 p.m., victim was out of his car in the 6600 block of Winchester when armed males demanded their purse, then took off in a white sedan. At 15 minutes later, at 3:45, victims were approached by armed males in the 4700 block of Knight Arnold, who demanded their wallets and took off in a white Mercedes-Benz. And then at 3:59 p.m. the same day, victim was getting into his car in the 5300 block of Winchester when a white Mercedes pulled up and armed males got out and demanded his money and took off. Woo! Lord Jesus. They was committing crimes every 15 damn minutes, right? All over in the wee hours of the night. So now, first thing people say is, because these were all teenagers, so we can't show their faces or nothing. They got one of them, he's 14 years old. The rest of them are teenagers too. They're looking for a couple more of them, right? So people say, well, you know, the new mayor is starting off wrong. How come they need to hurry up and put some more police on the street? Is it the police fault? So do we just blame the police for underage males being out, carjacking, robbing people, breaking curfew, being out 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning? They 14 and 15 years old, robbing people, shooting at people. Do we just blame the police for that? I'll wait. Because if my position on this is, I blame the parents more than I blame the police. Because how you gonna have a 14, 15-year-old child and he out, you don't know where he at, he pulling up into your driveway and his friends pulling up into the driveway in different cars that you already know that they can't afford, and he jumping in it, he being out 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, right? So I feel like the parents need to be held responsible for that. When these teenagers are out committing crimes, especially at, past curfew, hell, because it gets dark now at 5 o'clock. So if they out 7, 8 o'clock at night and they committing crimes, then the parents gonna have to start getting arrested. Right? Because you should know where your 14-year-old minor child is, and you already know when he pull up into your damn driveway in a car, okay, that he can't afford no car. He ain't even got no job. So how he riding around in Benzes, you know who his friends are. They 15, 16, 13 years old. They can't afford no car, so they out joyride. How come you ain't questioning whose car that he's getting in? So these parents are going to have to be held responsible, more so responsible, right, for their minor kids. I ain't going to have no damn minor living in my house, and I don't know where they at. And I know kids will try to go awry. That's what they do. They smell themselves. They try to see how far they can push the limit, right? And that's when you put your damn foot on their neck. But see, I understand, like, I see people now, they always talk about, yeah, I got my foot on somebody's neck. Motherfucker, you don't even know where your kids at, bitch. You don't even check on your sons, and they out there wilding, but you always talk about you got your foot on some woman's neck like you a pimp, bitch, and your son out here wilding out. These women always on social media hollering about, yeah, I got my foot on their neck. Bending over, showing their ass, talking about their new clothes they got. I got my nails done, this, and that. Yeah, I ain't playing fair. No, you ain't playing fair, because you letting your son be out there do any and everything. So you ain't playing fair, because your child out there terrorizing while you on the internet posing for people, showing off the people that don't even give a damn about you. Your son is a damn menace, right? So I feel like we got to start holding the right people responsible. Everybody talk about, well, the police do. Okay? Everybody get mad at the police, right? But then rather than take responsibility for what they're supposed to be taking responsibility for, they outsource it. Well, and these be the ones who kids out here doing it. the mayor ain't doing his job. We shouldn't have voted for him because, Junebug be out past curfew. He just walk in my house at any time of the night. That damn mayor ain't no good. Y'all, when are we going to start taking responsibility and letting these folks know, telling these folks, hell no, what you mean? That's your child. No police officer that don't know your child and the mayor over a city should have more control over your child than you do, and you got direct contact with a minor. If you got issues with him, send him on to juvenile court. So then after you've done all you can do, okay, now we hold the judge feet to the fire. We as the community have to hold the juvenile court judge feet to the fire. Because they know these dudes was committing crimes every 15 minutes. They got comfortable with it. It seemed like me, they just doing it for fun. Every 15 minutes, they was carjacking and robbing. They had gotten so bad, they walked up into a Dollar Tree in broad daylight and started robbing the folks shopping in the damn Dollar Tree. With everybody looking. Holding them at gunpoint. Folks in there shopping, robbing them. So do we just hold the police responsible? It be them same parents. They ain't enforcing the curfew. I ain't seen little Rufus. Okay, since you don't know where little Rufus at. And then these parents be paying for phones for them. But they pay for phones for their 14 and 13 and 15-year-olds, not because they want to know where they are. They paying for their phones so they can brag about, our little Rufus, I got little Rufus a phone when he was 10 years old, baby. Little Rufus been had a phone, baby. I been had him a phone, baby. That's one thing about me. Little Rufus gonna always have a phone, baby. And he gonna always have the most up-to-date shoes, baby. And little Rufus can't even spell his damn name in boxcar letters. You don't even know what a report card is. You don't even think that, do they still even give out report cards? Little Rufus ain't came home with a report card in 5 years. They don't give out report. Things done changed. They don't even give out report cards no more. Don't even know that they still give out report cards because they ain't even in their kids' business like that. But then when little Rufus walk into the house, here, ma, he giving mama all kinds of jewelry because he done robbed these folks and took this folks' jewelry. He giving mama a Michael Kors purse. Here, mom. She already know what her son doing, but she ain't got no issues with it because she benefiting from it, right? Until somebody go ahead and take little Rufus down, because that's what's going to happen. These folks ain't going to let little Rufus down, run all up in their house and run all up on them. Somebody going to take them out. Then there was a minor. They didn't have to take little Junebug out. He was always a good boy. But mama ain't doing nothing about it. She benefiting. Everybody already know Junebug, the one burglarizing the houses in the neighborhood. Mama daring them to say anything to her. I wish a motherfucker would. That's the I don't deal with ghetto. I just don't. Call me stuck up. I don't do ghetto. I wish a motherfucker would. The folks can't even come and tell her. You already know Lil Junebug, the one burglarizing the houses. Yeah, I'll fight if they tell me, Lil Junebug, I wish a motherfucker would say something to me about mines. That's how they talk. You already know it. I ain't lying on them. And so then Lil Junebug go to jail. When Lil Junebug go to jail, all of the burglaries in the neighborhood stop, right? All of the burglaries stop. So, when they go to jail, they want to sell fish plates. I'm going to get Lil Junebug out of jail. They look, the son 14, 15 years old. They hate to see a black man getting money. Bitch, your son's supposed to be in school, bitch. And you sitting up talking about they hate to see a black man getting money? She don't even make him go to school. She know what he doing. So these parents need to start going to jail. That's what's gonna have to start happening. So now folks gonna be mad at me. Yeah, but she hard on black. She hard on her own people, sis. She hard on her own people, sis. Now mama needs to start going to jail. You got a 13-year-old son, they out there 14 years old, they out committing all these types of crimes. You trying to tell me you don't know it? I told y'all one of my friends, that people don't be liking me because I work for the police department. What's going on? That's one of my friends right there. And he know it. Hell, he worked for the police department forever. Like me. Right? One of my friends said that they did he was a major over a task force. He had to make a scene. His officers was over a task force. It wasn't a Scorpion unit, okay? Auto theft task force. He said, Tam, when I made the scene, my officers went into the house. They had been watching the house. He said that the guy, the teenage boy, 16 years old, had over 200 and something key fobs sitting on his dresser. He said now the officer said when they went into the house with the search warrant, his door wasn't locked, his door was open, and they just sitting out on his dresser. So I know his mama walking into the room. That's her house. So y'all think she wasn't walking into the room? He said over 200 and something, over 200 something key fobs. The boy had guns and he had all types of drugs in the house. When they said something to the mama, she, what's going on? What's going on? Your son is a part of an auto theft ring. He's a part of a chop shop ring. What? But she didn't see them 200 and something key fobs sitting out on his dresser, and then ask her 16-year-old son. Not one time they said had a car parked in her driveway that was stolen. She didn't ask her son where he get that car from. 16 years old, ain't got no job, and got over 200 and something key fobs on his dresser. So we can't just hold the police responsible and get mad when they do their job. So we want them to do their job until it comes to Junebug. And as much as people might try to talk about they hate the police, don't nobody want little Junebug and them walking up in their driveway after they done worked hard for their stuff, stealing their car. They hate the police until Junebug them make their way to their damn neighborhood. Them motherfuckers done took my car, and the police didn't get here in time. But you were so against the police. But as it relates to these juveniles, right? And I don't care who got an issue with me saying we need the police. We need them. We can't live in no damn lawless society. These thugs want to, they'll jump up on their platform and go in about the police, but they ain't gonna tell you that they got pedophilia in their background and deal in human trafficking. So it would serve them a lot of justice if to get people stirred up about the police. What they just screaming to the choir anyway, because it ain't gonna happen. But they ain't got to sit. Oh yeah, I need to call my client back. Okay, they ain't got to sit and be a part of no human trafficking ring and wait on no vulnerable woman to walk into the store so that they can distract her and snatch her 5-year-old daughter up and put her in trafficking. See, a lot of these thugs on here, that's what some of them do on here. Check their background. They all into pedophilia, right? So if they can overthrow the police, they can just kick your door in and say, "Give me your 5-year-old child," and ain't nothing gonna happen. That's what they want. So that's the reason why when I be looking at these Negroes, some of them I can't look at because when I get to thinking about their background, it makes my stomach turn. And these women be following behind them, and they women and got kids. Makes me want to throw up. Because I know the real. I just ain't messy. Okay? I don't want none of these black people protecting me, real talk. Okay? But I think it's a shame that people don't want to take responsibility for their children. Okay? They don't want to take responsibility for their children. And they'll turn the blind eye and know what little Junebug and little Rufus them doing. As long as they benefiting. They be hating on the black man. They hating on the black man. Rufus ain't no damn black man. He's a young black child at 14 years old, lady. He's a young black. He the man of my house. Why are these women putting their sons in positions like that? Yes, boys are protective of their mothers oftentimes. But I feel like the reasons why a lot of these kids are angry now and a lot of these young men don't know how to be kids is because their mothers putting them in positions that they shouldn't be in. I don't need no man. Rufus the man in my house. Bitch, Rufus 12, bitch. Let him be a damn child. And so then when a real man might show some interest in him, Lord forgive me for cussing him out, but I'm mad this morning, okay? So then when a real man might want to step in, he might have some interest in her. Rufus feel like as a child, and it's not his fault because his mind is still developing. His mama done told him he the man of the house. So he bucking. I ain't talking about against no Tom, Dick, and Harry, because that's a whole nother story right there, having all these different men around your kids. But I'm talking about a real man that might want to take on them responsibilities. He already got to step in trying to be the head and fix some things for you. He don't want to be bucking against your damn son that's trying to compete with your son on who the man of the house. What man gonna come in competing with a 12-year-old? All because his mama done put him in that position. I told him he the man of the house. He my protector. No, you his protector, lady. And so our community is really off balance because I see women be laughing and stuff. Girl, I have to sneak and go out on dates because little Rufus really think he my daddy. He don't like it when I go out on dates, girl. He don't like it when I do this. They let their sons run them. Now, I don't have sons. I have girls. And I understood even now because my girls will say, Mom, did you ever have any boyfriends when we was growing up? You know why? They never saw a man spend the night at my house. Ever. They never saw it. I wasn't going to let them see it. Even if I had a friend or so come over, they see us sitting in their front room, then they go home. They weren't going to spend the night over there and my daughters was there. Because I understood that I was the model of that house and girls look up to their mothers. They tend to mimic their moms. And then I had to watch my girls because I didn't want to have to unload on nobody for looking at my babies wrong. Those were mine. And trust me, I would have. Okay? Thanks for being a new member, M. Rose. Right? But we can't just hold the police responsible for what parents should be doing to their children, you guys. As parents. I see we're getting further and further away from holding men responsible. Oh, okay, she said she had to fix her membership. Okay. We're getting further and further away from holding men responsible for raising their children, right? We're getting further and further away from that. When a lot of these men are wrong for not, your kids should make you want to change your life. Your kids should make you want to. Because if you 40, you in your late 30s and you in your 40s and 50s, and you still talking about you flexing, you got a mental illness. You really do. You got a mental illness here, because you done lived long enough where you already know you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. You done lived a long time, nigga. You ought to be trying to make sure your children, you got men in their 50s and stuff still whining about, and listen, I'm a real empathetic person, but they still got excuses on why they ain't doing what they supposed to do for their children. They still whining about, I had a heart, I grew up in the projects, I'm traumatized. Okay, well, if you that traumatized, you don't need to get none, because see, you might have some kids you traumatized, right? So you don't need no coochie, because you might bust some and get a child. And we don't need them bringing kids into the world, and they still want everybody to feel sorry for them to the point that they can't even raise their kids right. But that's what's going on. Why you ain't in your kids like, dude, man, I done grew up in the projects. Let me tell you something. My mama was a single mother. I get tired of people with that, because there have been a lot of single mothers have done the best that they could, and they got kids that have been out in the street, but they still had some type of foundation, right? They still were not disrespectful and bloodthirsty or whatever. It's been a lot of men of valor to come out of single parent households. So now what we do is we use excuses on, hey, excuses is the new, I guess, truth now, because ain't nobody really real no more. And they get mad at people like me. She a woman and she talk too much. F you. I'm a Black woman. I'm a part of the Black community. When they rather me say it, like I said, everybody want a pacifier and stuff in their mouth. These folks got to start raising their children. And I think it's a shame before God, because I'm not going to be a woman, a Black woman, and be with a man and listen to him talk about and give excuses on why he's a bad father to his child. And so they get with a lot of women who are hurt and vindictive, and they feel like it's a badge of honor. They're already jealous hearted. Okay, well, he don't mess with that child, girl, because he don't like the mama all the time. She's just jealous of the mama, right? Or then she get a little vindictiveness in her. She gets jealous of the child's mama. Baby, let's take that. Let's take the child. You ain't gonna treat the child right. You just trying to hurt the mama. And a lot of these men so damn stupid, they'll do it. But I can't be a Black woman and let a man lay next to me, sit next to me, or talk to me on the phone and make excuses about why he's a bad father. That's a turnoff within itself to me. So we can't just hold the police and the government responsible, right? We got to start holding these parents responsible for what happens to their children. These kids, all this truancy and stuff, I don't even know if they still got truancy officers. I don't even think they care, because they really want to overthrow the school system. I mean, if they could take us back to slavery, right? They slowly doing that anyways with, taking cursive writing out of school. They don't even want folks to be able to sign their names. Some of them should be, Omar. Depending on the crimes that they commit, you're absolutely right. But instead, what they're doing is they're getting taps on the wrist. Now, this young man who's got what 20-something counts of, he was robbing folks every 15 minutes. I read it. Y'all heard the times and the days every 15 minutes. Can y'all imagine some of the ones that's not on there? Right? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, let me send my client okay. So it's time for us to start taking responsibilities, right? And I'm not saying that every parent that had a bad child was not a good parent. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that a lot of parents know what their children are doing, and they're upholding it as long as they're benefiting. I'm not going to have a 14-year-old child that's out all wee times of the hour, jumping into cars with friends that, and I don't even know who car it is, right? Ain't no 14-year-old got no business joyriding every day. That's mistake number one. Ain't no 14-year-old got no business it joyriding. I couldn't do that when I was 14. My daughters didn't do it. A big percentage of our community don't lack accountability. They avoid it, right? And if they can outsource the blame, that's exactly what they do. I think it's a darn shame, and that's what they want for our communities to do. People get rich off of the Black community, taking advantage of us and everything else, right? So they don't ever want us to fix it in our households because they already know that's where it starts. They want us to always outsource the blame, because as long as we outsource the blame, ain't nothing gonna get fixed, because it has to start at home first. And if nothing gets fixed, then they'll keep going in and out of the system. And then, the lawyers keep getting rich, right? They commit all types of insurance fraud. Now, I think that's another reason why they keep letting these kids and stuff out, so that they can continuously do what they're doing. Because I believe they're in cahoots with a lot of these store owners and gas station owners or whatever. They're committing insurance fraud. Be quiet, Riley. Y'all, they say it's about to thunder, so they're scared of the thunder, the wind. I had to have my ass in the house at a certain time at 14. Grandma would, right, and we weren't gonna go into other people's houses either without my mama knowing. If I said I'm getting ready to go into such and such house, especially when I was growing up in the project, she might say, well, you can go around them, don't go in the house, don't go in their house. So I already knew that I could go around to the other side of the projects, but I couldn't go into the person's house. The only house that my mama really let me go in and spend the night with was Venice's mother. And that's because she already knew Venice's mom was real strict. So that is the only mother that she ever allowed me to spend nights with. Now that's what I'm talking about, baby. Spice it up. Pup, pup. It's supposed to snow again in my city. Okay, so anyways, But I think people are going to have to, the Memphians are going to have to start, especially the law-abiding Memphians, going to have to start looking at that juvenile court judge and understand that the DA, the district attorney, Steve Mulroy, does not prosecute juveniles, not unless they're being charged as adults. And they ain't charging them as adults. They're giving them a tap on the wrist. Now, this little dude that's 14 years old, he probably out. And he's got over 20-something charges. They still didn't even get all of them. I think it's a shame before God they're stealing all these cars. Okay, so why are they stealing all these cars? It is because they are connected to a chop shop. It's been going on. It's just gotten worse. They're connected to a chop shop ring. And it's bad. It got real bad when, I never known these people to be able to walk up on car lots and take cars. How do they know which car that they could take? They're taking cars off of car lots. And I'm not talking about little rinky-dink car lots. I'm talking about like Chevrolet and all of that. They know when they get new cars in, they carjacking the person who got the cars that be on the back of them trailers or whatever they be on. That was an organized situation going on, right? So we can't just hold the police responsible because the police cannot raise our children. The police can't raise them. It's like a double-edged sword, right? That's true, Jeffrey. Folks mad at the police. But then when it's time to take responsibility for something that they know that they should be taking responsibility for, well, the police ain't doing their job. That's what the police supposed to be doing. Now the police ain't supposed to be raising our children. They're not. So yeah, that's gonna have to change in our community. And it goes back to what I was saying about, these OGs, a lot of them should be ashamed of themselves for not caring about their communities. But a lot of them are not even in their sons' lives. They don't give a damn about their own kids. So they don't have an issue with sending somebody else's child out to go and commit these crimes. These OGs is wrong for what they're doing. And that's the reason why you see a lot of stuff happening to a lot of them. Right? They got kids and they're not even doing their own kids right. They ain't in their lives. But then they wonder why they can't catch a break. Or if they are in their lives, they're a bad influence on them. I think it's a damn shame before God for an OG with his old ass to be standing on a corner all day or in a trap house and his son in the trap house with him. My son, 18 years old, he grown. I can't tell him what to do, nigga. You ought to want something better for your sons, but instead they mentally ill enough to be jealous of their sons. Yeah, my son be getting that money. They encouraging their sons to be out there in the street doing something that's going to get them knocked out. And they wonder why they can't take a break or catch a break. And then have the nurse say, it's just hard out here for a black man. A lot of this stuff that's going on, it ain't got nothing to do with the white man. It's got everything to do with bad karma. A lot of this bad stuff they're putting into the atmosphere, right? And Rose said, OGs should be ashamed of themselves. They got kids, nephews, nieces, and almost grandkids. A lot of them do got grandkids and great grandkids. Hell. But you don't see a lot of them setting examples. And then when you see then when they see men that are, setting examples or trying to set examples in their community and stuff, they want to continuously bring up their past. Nigga, I remember when you used to be out there trapping. I remember that nigga used to drill. That nigga ain't real. They don't like to see people move forward because it forces them to take a look at themselves. So they always try to bring their past and stuff up. Most of the time, the police damned if they do and damned if they don't. Parents or guardians got to start raising the kids and not leaving them with kids to be raised. That's exactly what's happening. They're making little girls are growing up so fast because mothers are leaving their children in the house by themselves, and the oldest child is having to look out for the little ones. And the oldest child is 7 years old. She know not to open that door. She know to keep all them doors locked. That's a lot of pressure to put on a damn child, y'all. That's the reason why I go in. I be going in. It does something to me when I see like these older men looking at these little girls, right? A 12-year-old girl, it might just run in her family. She got hips and stuff. She got a butt. She 14 years old. She 15 years old. She can't be a child. Well, she already out there screwing. Bitch, that don't mean you screw her with your old sick ass. It's sad what is going on in our community, and everybody just want to brush over that because they put a pacifier in our mouth as long as that, this is what's crazy to me. The same people that has oppressed us, and it could be black or white, they're the ones that want to, they put the pacifier in our mouths or in a lot of our people's mouths. Yeah, you know what they did to the black people wrong. It's understandable why y'all like that and this and that. And I understand. So we're going to give everybody a free turkey basket. It's not your fault that you keep committing the crimes. That's what they want you to believe. They want you to think like that. So then you keep committing the crime because you ain't got to deal with it. And crime pays. It just don't pay the people that's doing it. Hell. Well, it ain't my fault that I commit crime because, I had my dad was killed when I was 2. My mama was killed when I was 10. Yeah, it's a lot of trauma in our community. But at the same time, it's a lot of people that just don't want to take responsibility. And it's a lot of enablers because now they got handlers. Okay, let's be real. They want to there's a lot of enablers because they got handlers. So you want to act like something wrong with you, and which you probably do need to be on meds and got a check. But now you got your whole damn family that's upholding it because they the handler of your damn check. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Well, he just crazy like that. He can't be held responsible for what he do. This whole system got him like that. Bitch, you getting his check every month. Because they have to have somebody to get his check. Y'all, this stuff got to stop in our community. It ain't going to get no better. And there's a lot of people that's batshit crazy. They need that check. They need the meds. But a lot of this foolishness is going to have to stop. Okay? If you already know you crazy, you got all these issues, you ain't got no business laying with no woman and producing no damn babies. Oh, y'all, that wind tough. Ooh. I hope the lights don't go out, child. So if the Wi-Fi, because it seems like now when the wind blows, child, the everything pops out. Everybody lights be going out except for my mama. So I'm gonna just pack up and go to my mama's house and get into bed. I'm supposed to be no, I can go to my office and do some work. The lights don't be out over there. Be quiet, Remy. New to you says M. Rose inappropriate relationship with prosecutor in Trump's election case allegedly. Mostly the club or bars should even go and sleep with their new man. I don't like that because it's so much stuff happening. That wind blowing so hard. Remy, stop. The wind blowing so hard it's moving my patio furniture. Anyway, y'all, I was just blown away when I saw that, and like I said, they had gotten so bad. That was walking up into the Dollar Tree. Stop. They was walking up into the Dollar Tree robbing people. Said it's 44 degrees. I think it's about that here. Let me see. It's 40 degrees. It's cloudy. It's gonna be cloudy, but it's not saying that it's gonna rain. But that wind blowing though real hard. Okay. Anyways, y'all, I said I was not going to Cypress. What's up? What's up, Cypress? I said I was not gonna stay on here long. I think I'm gonna do a members video tonight. Hey, the real T. I'll do a members video tonight. I don't know why they messing with my notifications like that. That's messed up. Hey, Nola girl. Nola girl, I think in March. I don't know, it may be still cold. Maybe around May. Because I told my friends I was going to come down there and spend a week with them in March around the anniversary of my dad's death. It might be still. Is it cold in New Orleans in April? I don't like going on vacations when it's cold. Not unless I'm going to an island where it's hot. Because I know me, when it's cold, I don't like doing nothing. The weather is bad in ATL. Does it be does it be cold in New Orleans in April? Y'all know this Big 30 and Big Homie G. Yes, that's what I'm gonna talk about in the members, Gray Face. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something. It's been something going on with that. Because at first he was beefing with Moneybagg Yo. And it seems like to me that Pooh Shiesty is letting it be known that he rocks with Young Dolph's artists. My birthday in April. You coming to New Orleans? Oh, you live in New Orleans? So what's the weather like? It's cool in April, not cold. Oh, okay, it's cool, not cold. Does it rain a lot? Because I don't want to be there if it's raining a whole lot. They always tell me, you need to come to Mardi Gras. You need to come to Mardi Gras. I've never been to Mardi Gras there. Maybe I should wait until May. Because I know around May it'll be hot for real. Because it gets hot here in May. It's kind of cold there now. Have y'all heard about Straight Drop suing the jail? No. One of my somebody was in here earlier. I'm gonna ask him if he's suing the jail. It rained quite a bit in April and May. That's the Jazz Fest. 2 weekends. Ooh, the Jazz Fest. But I bet it'd be so overcrowded. I know. I know. I said I was supposed to come late, but my dad had passed away, right? My dad passed away. They kind of threw everything off. Um because I remember I said I was gonna come and I was gonna go to Skip's restaurant. He's got the chicken and watermelon. Oh, you had Skip waiting on me? Skip got that chicken and watermelon. And I was reading like Skip's chicken and watermelon place he's got like 100 and something different flavors of wings. I didn't know you can have like 100 and something flavors of wings, but they said that's what his chicken and watermelon joint got. Over 100 and something flavors. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I gotta try it. I gotta go there. Because I love watermelon. Does he have watermelon all year round? Because I love watermelon. Chicken and watermelon. And I gotta try the wings. 100 and something flavors. Shoot, the only flavors I know is like honey mustard, pepper, season, like honey gold, stuff like that. I'm like ranch, because I be making ranch chicken sometimes. I might do like grill ranch, if it don't rain, grill ranch chicken fingers today. Oh, he said all true and they are good. Oh wow. I gotta try it. Chicken and watermelon. I like Skip. Watermelon is just the name. Oh, okay. Oh Lord, that's what they say about, they use that, they try to use that as a derogatory thing as it relates to Black people. They eat chicken and they eat watermelon. That's what, racist people say. Chicken and watermelon. I gotta try it. Great Face says, at Cypress TV, Big 30 called Big Homie G a rat. Some paperwork was released from some old incident, and Big 30 posted it in his story that he was heartbroken. They've been sending subs since. But why Big 30 do that though? If Big 30 knows that Big Homie G is his label mate, why would he do it? Why would Big 30 do that? It was really hard for the Essence Fest. I forget where we were staying at. I always be forgetting the names of the hotels, but it was this like breakfast restaurant, like 2 doors down, and we went into there. They had some really good breakfast food. There used to be I don't know if it was Pearl's Oyster House that was connected to the hotel that we stayed at one time, but they had the best seafood. It was really expensive, but they had some of the best seafood. I had never eaten oysters. I can't eat but I got like a fried oyster sandwich. Okay. It was fried. I can't eat the slimy situation. I can't eat that. But it was so freaking good. It was so hot for Essence. I like Skip. Skip and Wacko were two of the. Yep, that's exactly what it was, Nola girl. They was underrated. Skip and Wacko got a album that I really like called Back Like They Left Something. They got a song on there called I forget the name of it, but I like the beat. You was down here for Essence and then holla. Cypress TV says a gray face big homie told in that I'm gonna tell you something. I was Mac's mom and I at one time she and I was talking about doing something together. and I still might revisit that. I got busy, and she was real excited about it. And I was like, well, she was gonna have a branch in New Orleans. I was gonna, and we were gonna do some things together. We had named it and everything. And then she reached out to me about doing some stuff because I write grants and stuff. And she had reached out to me about helping to do some stuff with her as far as with the children in New Orleans. And I really, because she and I used to talk all the time for like hours and hours and hours and hours. Like, she's just really a sweet lady. I love them. I fell so in love with his family when I interviewed him, right? And it was just like it was meant to be, because I remember when Mac went to jail. See, Murder went to jail, right? And so when I first started doing my TV show on Comcast, I was like, I want to talk about missing persons. I want to talk about injustices, blah blah blah. And so I remember I was like, I had thought about Mac, right? I was like, I remember saying I need to see what I need to do to reach out to Mac to do an interview, right? And so this is when he was still in jail. And I kid you not, one day I was on Facebook and his mother and them was doing a campaign, Free Mac campaign. It came into my timeline, like they was doing a promotion, and it came into my timeline, and it had his mom's information on it, right? And so I ended up reaching out to his mother, and I ended up reaching out to him, and he actually called me. I was still working for the sheriff's office, and I was started getting calls from the Louisiana prison, and I didn't even know it was him, right? And so then he actually ended up calling me before his mom did, and then after he called, I mean, he was just so calm. He was like, and I was just in shock. He was like, "Yeah, Tamara, you had reached out to me about doing an interview. This is McKinley Phelps. This is Mac." I was like, "Oh wow." He called me late one night, and that was the first time he called. And he was like, "Yeah, I will be interested in doing an interview." And he just had a real calm spirit. He was just cool and laid back. And as he started talking, and I started looking at like some of his stuff, when he called again, I was like, "I'm so sorry," because I knew like right off just from looking at some of the stuff, I was like, "They set you up." And he would, kind of laugh about it. "Yeah, I'm just trying to get out." Like, he was just real calm. I was like, I didn't, but he had been in jail for almost 20 years at that point. And I think it's a damn shame for the state of Louisiana to have had that man in jail for 21 years for a crime that they know that he did not commit. Mac did not have a background. He wasn't even a gangster rapper until he got on No Limit. He was a known lyricist, and he promoted like conscious rap, right? It was just messed up. And so then his mother had started reaching out to me. And from that point, when his mother reached out to me, his aunts and stuff started requesting me on Facebook. And for some reason, we just got real, real tight. His mom and his dad came to Memphis. And when they came to Memphis, I had Judge Joe Brown and Leslie Ballin to come over. And I had them to look at Mac's case and stuff. And I mean, just from that point, we became like really tight. His cousins started reaching out to me. They was like, "We want to come to Memphis and spend time with you." I said, "Okay." And so we've just had a friendship ever since then. His auntie be on here sometimes. They said Pooh might F around and sound with Pre. That's what it seems like. Cause listen, they said that they were saying that Big Moochie Grape had put up a billboard that said free Pooh Shiesty. They might be mad at what's his name, Big 30, because I think they thought Big 30 was gonna be able to have Pooh Shiesty to sign with them. Maybe that's what they thought. Yeah, Cypress, who is that? Cypress, who is that man Vato posting? Is Cypress still in here? Cypress, who is that? Y'all, please hit the like button because that the like button helps to kick the video into the algorithm. Okay, so make sure you guys hit the like button. Big man, you know when Katrina first hit, I did everything I could to, because at that time I definitely didn't have no money. I was doing everything that I could to try and get my dad to invest in houses in New Orleans, because I was looking at like the houses when it first happened. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, I said, what's gonna happen is, because those houses stay vacant and dry rotted and stuff for a very long time. I was shocked at how long they let those houses stay in that condition, like right after Katrina happened. And it was like that for a long time. I said, what they're gonna do is you're gonna start seeing investors buy those homes, and then they're gonna make it where it's not gonna be affordable for the Black people that lived in those areas. Right. They're going to make it where it's not affordable, and they're going to jack up the prices, because a lot of the New Orleans have relocated to different places. Like a lot of them went to Houston. They was kind of spread out everywhere, but mostly went to Texas, right? I said, and so what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to jack the prices up so high that a lot of the people that grew up in those areas are not going to be able to come back, because they want to make New Orleans, they want to change the face of New Orleans. And sure enough, they did it, but it blew up in their faces, right? Because a lot of people started going back home and the crime went up. So I mean, it didn't work out for them. They did it wrong anyways, right? And they are buying all them vacant. Is that what you mean? You said vaccinated. All of those vacant houses. Oh wow. But I was looking at it like when Katrina first hit, and even a few years after that, I was looking at the prices of those houses, because I've always been interested in real estate investments, right? And I was those houses were like $500, $1,000. That's how much they were, like $1,500. Some of them were like $250. And so when my dad looked at the site, my dad was like, I think that'll be, I should have did it. Hell, I had $250. I had 500. But I guess I was just so used to, I was joined at the hip of my dad. If he didn't want to do it, I just felt like, okay, my dad know everything. If he say it ain't right, it ain't right. But I should have did it myself. I should have went independent. I should have did it on my own. I know. I know it was a misspell. Um, that's what I'm thinking, because he definitely posted Dolphin pre-artist. They posted him too. I wonder what happened. They must have piss poo shiesty out. At Gray Face, who is that man that Vato that posted? Why is his folks being quiet about it? Who is that man that with Vato that he posted? Hey, so witty. Nusi, you said Pooh Shiesty tired of their BS. Whatever happened, I'm happy that he's not feeling CMG. It's a terrific Tuesday. Man, Cat did it live with Willie D. Yeah, I'm gonna go look at that. I'm gonna go look at that. I think people need to stand behind Cat Williams. It takes a lot of. We can't let them demonize people who start speaking out about what they're doing wrong in the industry. We can't let them do that. As Cypress TV may know who that is, named Bruno. Is Cypress still in here? All those out of towners, they both pop property in New Orleans mad now because they could no longer rent them out for Airbnb. Good. Because like I said, what they wanted to do was change the face of New Orleans. Once all of the black people relocated, they didn't want them people to come back. A lot of them didn't want to come back because when I remember when a lot of, I don't like to call them, what were they calling the Katrina victims, refugees or whatever. I didn't like that. They were victims of the storm, right? And when they relocated to Memphis, a lot of them, they were living in really nice homes and stuff. A lot of them just never, they didn't want to go back. But for those that wanted to go back, I don't think that it was right for them to have a plan to jack the prices up so high to keep a lot of them out of their neighborhoods. Like I said, it backfired on them because a lot of them went back home and the crime went out the roof. Shit, they couldn't even rent the stuff out. He one of the OGs from their hood. Cypress, he was from out. They say he was from out of Castelia. All my friends have since gone back to NO or the surrounding areas. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I always like Baton Rouge, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I like Baton Rouge. I guess because I felt like it was more. I guess it kind of reminded me more so of Memphis, as far as like, because some of the houses are on the style of the houses in New Orleans, but a lot of them in certain areas are on the style of the houses in Memphis. With the big backyards and big front yards and stuff. It always seemed more family orientated. I'm not saying that New Orleans didn't. I'm just saying it was. I like places that look country, right? I told you I was talking to this guy from out of he lived in White Castle, which was like around Plaquemine, um like over the like in really in Baton Rouge. That's really where it was, because their area code was 225, but it was like one of those little cities that was like on the outskirts of Baton Rouge. And I kid you not, like he lived in White Castle. White Castle was one street. It was a one street city or town or whatever, and his whole family lived on the damn street, and there was a store on the street. He in jail now, poor guy. He been in jail for a long time. And one of his friends that remembered me be reaching out to me, giving me updates on him, and be calling me sometimes. And I asked him about that store. He was like, "Oh, that store is still there." He said, "You wouldn't believe it though. Like it's been closed, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to build more around that area." I was like, "Dog, I sure would like to own. I would like to buy this store." As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put that into the atmosphere. I'm gonna tell y'all something that my dad was interested in Louisiana. My dad was more so interested in buying the land that the billboards were on. He was getting into that. She said Baton Rouge did not like New Orleans, but Baton Rouge and New Orleans is quite a bit alike though. A lot of the lingo is Baton Rouge. The lingo that they have is like Baton Rouge, but I'm gonna tell you the thing with Baton Rouge is I think their lingo is just a little bit different because their lingo is mixed with a little bit of the Mississippi situation, right? So it's just a little bit different, but for the most part, everybody in now Shreveport, their accent is completely different. They sound more like people from Texas. No, Baton Rouge is way country, and everybody from New Orleans did voodoo when I went to school there. And everybody from New Orleans did voodoo. So everybody from New Orleans did voodoo in Baton Rouge? Is that what you're saying? Everybody from New Orleans did voodoo in Baton Rouge? Oh, Lord. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some tissue shit. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had to fix me some something hot because that wind is blowing like crazy. I'm supposed to get out, but that wind is maybe it'll blow on over. They both killing Fields, BR, and yeah, because God was telling you about his friend that be, just be calling me to give me like updates on him. He been in jail now though for, oh my God, for 15 years. But he didn't change his life around. He a preacher in jail and stuff now. But he said it's terrible in Baton Rouge. He said crime is completely out of control in Baton Rouge. No, girl, I'm doing fine. It's cold and rainy in Detroit. How do you do voodoo? I got a couple on my list need to be seen about. Cypress, leave people alone. That voodoo is nothing nice. No, they thought everybody did voodoo in New Orleans. Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you something. They do voodoo. It's a lot of people practice that everywhere. It's not just New Orleans because there is a village in Tupelo, and Tupelo. As a matter of fact, Diane might know about it. Have you ever heard about that, Diane? They got a village in Tupelo, Mississippi, and I'm gonna tell you how I know. because I know some people, I know some young women. So these men better be real careful about these women now, especially these young women. They was going down to Tupelo to get some love spells. That's what they was talking about in the Memphis area, how it was a village in Tupelo where they went, and when they went down there and got them spells, those men went crazy over them. It was driving the men crazy. That's where they go in Memphis. They don't go over to Voodoo Village, which is over in Westwood. They go to Tupelo. But everybody is practicing that stuff now. That's the reason why you really just have to stay prayed up. You have to stay prayed up because it cannot prevail against prayer. Folks ought to be trying to, that people get up trying to cast spells and stuff on folks. I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't even want no man that didn't want me. I wouldn't want to put a spell on him if he don't want me in his right mind, because those are spells and they don't be in their right minds. If I got to put a hex on somebody and make them want me, I would feel less than a damn woman. I don't ever want to will somebody to me that don't want me. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I think this guy did it to me one time, and I'm serious. I ain't listen. Should I tell it? Yeah, yeah. Should I tell y'all this? I really believe a guy put a spell on me one time, and I kid you not, I really believe he did it. I do. I found out later that he had lived down in New Orleans, because my mama said, I think that man got you fixed. That's the old people word for it. That man, them folks got you fixed. I think he had me fixed. She said, tell us we family. He said, Voodoo Village in Memphis, let's take a field trip. I'm not going over to no Voodoo Village. I don't even think they do voodoo in Voodoo Village. I think that's just the name of it. I don't think they do. That's over there in Westwood. I don't even think they do voodoo over there. I think that's just what they call it. CB21 says, Cypress, we ain't doing it, sir. We'll talk about it when we do the members tonight. That man had me fixed. I know he did it. That's the reason why I stay prayed up and stuff all the time, because I told him later on, I said, I believe you had a spell on me. And he just looked at me, he as if he was joking. Well, I did live in New Orleans for a few years. I said, oh my God, that man put something on me. Cypress, go to New Orleans to the Voodoo Museum. Cypress, Mr. Lust Demon, you better call V to go, because you might need her as a security. She told you that you can go everywhere with her. I'm telling you. But he probably didn't even go to New Orleans. He probably went down there to Tupelo. If spells make them crazy about someone, their crazy ass will probably do. Yeah, you have to be careful about that, because these folks are going to get these spells and put it on these people. And I'm telling you, I know some, and I'm telling the God's truth about that. I've had some relatives and some friends to go down there to Tupelo and do it. I had a cousin with her crazy, stupid ass that was dating this married man. And I mean, he started doing his wife any kind of way. But he never could treat her right, though. She was constantly going down there getting that stuff. And I think when she finally got to a point where she couldn't afford to go down there and get it or whatever. Oh, I thought the lights had went out. She couldn't finally go down there and get it. Because my cousins and them talk about that now. He hated her. Like when those spells and stuff finally wear off, I think they start hating them. And I think that's a shame, like to try and control somebody like that. That ain't even cool. Miss T, I believe someone did that to me and my mom, but it was a bad spell. My grandma was on our back trying to get all of them. My mom and them, I'm gonna tell you something. When my grandmother, and my mom wouldn't mind me saying this. When my grandmother married her first husband, which was my mother's stepfather, my mother was 6 years old, right? And so because he was such a scammer, he kind of he was a roofer. And so my mom said all he ever did was scam people. This was her stepfather, the first man that my grandma married. That was real bad for her. And so she said they lived in places like New Orleans and Corpus Christi, places like that. So for the most part, like when my grandmother was married to him, my mom stayed with my great grandma. Because back then my great grandma and them had this thing about, might be the reason why I'm so old fashioned, that all of the kids that they had and they weren't married to the men, if they got married after they had those children, my great grandmother would not allow them to take their kids. That's why my mom and a lot of her first cousins are like brother and sister, because my great grandmother would not allow her girls to take their first kids with them. She raised them if that was not their fathers. Their husbands were not their fathers. That's weird, but that's what happened. And so while my grandma was married to that man, she was married to him for 3 years. My great grandma would not let her, stay with them, right? And so my mom said she remembered that they moved to New Orleans. And so my great grandma allowed her to go and visit them in New Orleans, right? And so my mother has like this real bad, like even when I tell her I'm going to New Orleans, and she said, I wish you would stay out of Louisiana. Like even as a child at like 7 years old, she's got like this, I don't know, like this phobia, this fear of what she saw when she was a child. Like she kind of associates that not with the man, but I don't know why she just affiliate that with the whole state of Louisiana, right? And so I believe those slave owners binded our families with spells for poverty, and I do too, Nola. And so I think they learned. I think what they did was the slave owners bullied and made a lot of the slaves teach them about the spells and stuff, and then they started binding them. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I love reading about our history because the slave owners, the reasons why they would cut the tongues out of a lot of those slave women mouths and stuff is because when they had them chains on them and getting ready to put them on the boats, the slave women would start chanting in their language, and those slave owners would have heart attacks and start dying. Right? They would start having heart attacks and dying. So that's the reasons why they stopped them from even talking or speaking in their language and stuff, or they would start cutting their tongues out of their mouths. A lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people know that, but it's the truth. But my mother said that my grandma's first husband was into that and my grandma used to talk about it. His family and stuff was into that voodoo really, really bad. And she said that one day his brother, who did not know, that my grandmother was there with him that day, was knocking on the door and stuff, asking him about the voodoo priest that he had been going to keep his wife, because he was never in the good, right? who's that voodoo priest that you go to keep that got you your wife back? Like he believed in doing those spells and stuff. I think it just kind of put fear into my mom and stuff. My grandma used to talk about it quite a bit too. But I believe this guy. So people do that. They've been doing it, but they use it for like the bad, right? Because I think I think you're a sick person if you sit and chant and try to conjure up spells to try to do something bad to somebody or to try to make somebody want to be with you. And I was talking to one of my friends down in New Orleans one time that lives in New Orleans. Thank you, Inez. One of my friends that lives in New Orleans, she said that this lady that lives in New Orleans said that she was dealing with this man. And she said the man started chanting. He was a voodoo guy. He started chanting, and then his eyes started rolling in his head. And for some reason, like she could not resist that man. And she messed around and had sex with that man. I just believe that they do it because I'm going to tell y'all, a man that I was dating had put it on me. I believe that. I know a lot of people say that's outlandish. She crazy. No, I believe that he did it. I do. I believe that he did it based on some things that happened. I know he did it. Very crazy, and I don't believe in it, but it does exist, and they do bad spells. Yeah, people are evil. You have people that'll sit up on the internet, and now like you're more accessible to folks now. Yeah, he did. That man did that to me. Lord knows he did. And I told him after I got past it, I said, you put a damn spell on me. He had been going, he might have went to Tupelo, but he had been going back and forth to New Orleans. I was like, why are you always going to New Orleans? Well, I used to live in New Orleans. I said, well, why you keep going down there? Just to do some business. He was going and getting some of that stuff and putting it on me. That's what he was doing. My mama told me too, she said, I believe that man got you fixed because you don't even like him. You can't stand him. So my mama said, y'all know my mama is a minister, right? She said, so what I'm going to do is she would get up and she would say a prayer as she always did. And she said, when he come to that door, I'm going to put some pepper down. If he comes to that door and if he cannot step over the doorstep, he got you fixed. She said, he got you fixed. I promise to God. I laughed until my stomach started hurting. And it do seem like, she said, now call him and tell him you're in my house. It do seem like he came to the doorstep and he was talking about he couldn't come in because he had somewhere to go. He couldn't step over that doorstep. So he probably did. My mom said, I know now. She said, Lord, he got you fixed. I've been knowing he got you fixed. My mama started crying. What did it make you do? I'm gonna tell y'all this. I had never in my life had an interest in that man. I used to run from him. I used to be grossed out when he would try to talk to me. I was completely grossed. I kid you not, I was grossed out. I would go, ugh, here he come. Ugh. It was just cringe-worthy. Oh my God. That man came into my office one day after me running from him because it was just sickening to me. And he sat in my chair. He sat in one of my chairs, and I'll never forget. And I kid y'all not. I promise to God on my daddy's grave. That's how I know he had me fixed. He sat in one of my yellow chairs that I still got, and he grabbed my hand and he looked straight into my eyes. And he said, why don't you go out of town with me? And I said, okay. It was, I couldn't believe, I mean, to this day, I don't even know why I did it. He said, why don't you go out of town with me and spend some time with me? I said, okay. And I still to this day don't know why I did that with a man that grossed me out. My mama said it was when he grabbed your hands, it was, oh, I don't even want to talk about it. Y'all, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm serious. I don't. On the Fly Fitness and Nutrition. Hey, on the Fly Fitness and Nutrition. I was real jealous of him. I'm serious. Like I would say, you cheating on me. And so I kid you not, like my partner who is an investigator, he said, he talked like a white guy. He said, damn, what in the hell wrong with you? You need to get a grip of yourself. You're having mental breakdowns about this old ass man. Y'all, I ain't even gonna say how old he was. But after I got past that, like, I told him, I said, you put a spell on me. And I knew he did it when he laughed. That's the reason why now when he started talking about he want to do business, I go, I don't want to do business. He'll never put another spell on me. I don't want him in my office. I don't want him around me. And I rebuke him in the name of Jesus. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. And don't nobody even be thinking about no voodoo or nothing, because that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why y'all notice, like when I say a prayer, when we get ready to get off of here, because see, people tend to think that they could put spells on folks so that they could control them, and that's the reasons why I always say, all those that was on here with evil intentions, every curse, every spell that was spoken, I reverse the curse and send it back to the sender, and may it manifest in their lives in less than 30 days. And that's not being crazy. Like, people doing that stuff for real. People are really doing this stuff for real. So that's the reason why when folks are talking about voodoo and spells and stuff like that, I never debunk it. I just wasn't up saying, I know people do it. That man did that to me. I got you on 3 phones and all the like buttons. Is it? Thank you, Jay. On the Fly, I don't mean no harm at all, but I just call it like I see it. You are really handsome and fine, man. Them old heads be seducing. That man couldn't sit it. Oh, I don't. Oh Lord. I don't even. When I think about that now, it's sad. It really is. It's sad for people to do other folks like that. And I know somebody's saying now that man ain't do nothing to her. She just wanted to do that. No, I didn't. I promise to God. She said, I'm the voodoo. I don't need no damn spell. I wouldn't even want to be with nobody if I had to put a spell on him. I don't want him. I used to have a friend who used to always tell me, I don't eat nobody spaghetti. I was saying to myself, nigga, I ain't nowhere in the world. I'm trying to get rid of you now. I wouldn't put nothing in your spaghetti to keep you around. I was sick of it. On the fly fitness and nutrition, I'm gonna have to come to your page. Cause I can't even see how you look. Diane said he had some. I can't even see him because I'm on my laptop. When was love spells go wrong? Something. Yeah, when those love, because sometimes I think they can get them love spells too strong, and them people lose their minds. Y'all, excuse me, my head is stopped up. Hold on. These hours are still away from me. Oh, yes, indeed. I gotta get it. I gotta go to my case today so I can see what that lady got going on over there. And then I need to go to the store. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I definitely got to get out today. I got to go and stake out a neighborhood that I was hired to. I guess it's divorce season. I've been constantly getting cases on divorce, for divorcing couples. The good thing about it is that it's in the rich people neighborhood. The bad thing about it is that sometimes oh, that wind blowing hard. Yeah, stop. Shit, I'm scared one of them trees gonna blow down. But I don't have no creamer in my refrigerator. I don't have any aluminum foil in my kitchen. I don't have no apples and no oranges, no snacks. So I sure got to get out today. I gotta go and I gotta go to my office and pay my rent before tomorrow. Stop. Shout out to Grizzle Hardaway, aka on the fly. Also, Grizzle Hardaway is on the fly fitness. I didn't know that was Grizzle Hardaway. It be some nice looking men that come into my chat. And even the ones where I can't see their faces and stuff, they still be cool guys. They be mature. I could tell by their conversations and stuff, especially when they come in here a couple times. I know what their maturity level is. And so most of the guys that be in my chat be mature because we run the ones that ain't mature up, clean up out of here. Ooh, I'm so damn tired of these dogs being so scary. They so scared of that wind. It's ridiculous. Be quiet. That's just the wind. Y'all be quiet. He said, come work out with him. What fitness center do you work out at? Cypress, I'm just a nice realist lady. I'm not trying to get in nobody's drawers like you could. Everywhere in the DFW, mainly Fitness Connection. Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The people that I know, I don't know if they're still in the, because now people that are starting to move to Dallas, they're saying that the jobs are not plentiful like they was. But you used to could move to Dallas and get you a big, nice house, a job that was paying a lot of money, because a lot of those rich oil men have business, those credit card companies and those businesses in Dallas. You used to could move to Dallas and make a lot of money. I guess it was not meant for me to move to Dallas because I got ready to move there twice. The only hesitation was that I would have had to leave at the time my girls. I would have had to leave my girls with my mom while I went through the academy. I'll never forget. I applied. I went online and I was just doing something, and I filled out an application for Dallas Police Department. And I went to the store. And when I got back into the driveway, my mom was like, Dallas is on the phone. They was recruiting Memphis people heavily. And each and every time that I was supposed to go out there and take my test, something always happened. It was just not meant for me to go. Because like I said, I was just kind of hesitant anyway. Because I was like, dog, I was not going to take them and leave them with a babysitter because I didn't know nobody in Dallas. So I was like, I'm not leaving my children with nobody that I don't know. That would be selfish. And I was like, but God, I don't want to be leaving my girls with my mom, because I think the academy was 7 months. I would have had to leave my girls with my mom for almost a year while I went through the academy and got settled, that would have been really hurtful to me, because everything, you know, my girls and I were joined at the hip. So it wasn't meant for me to move to Dallas. I'm happy that I'm, you know, a friend of mine that does investigative work. For some reason, it was, you know, they make it kind of hard in in the Tennessee area as far as investigations, and she ended up going to Dallas, and she does very well. She stayed booked down there in Dallas. She was like, you need to start working in Dallas. I was in Texas. I was like, nah, I don't want to. I'll let you keep that. But I have started I've started expanding. I'm just not interested in Texas at this point. I think the next place that I want to expand to, as far as what I do, is Louisiana. It's cheap land, but starting to go up. Well, I need to look at the land. But just about everybody that I know that moved to Texas years back, picked up and left and got jobs, they doing real good. They got nice houses, nice cars, good jobs and stuff. I got some cousins that left Indiana and moved to Texas, to Dallas, and they are doing so good. Like one of my cousins, and I'm so proud of him. He called me. He was like, "Cuz, can you help me get into the bounty hunting business?" I said, "Of course." You know what? I love it because he stayed in trouble and stuff all the time. He got married and he moved to Dallas, and I think he'll do good as a bounty hunter down there in Texas. New Year poo for Ella. Laugh out loud on my muffin top. Diane Bowen says, so witty all day. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all, I be hating to go into Marshall's, because every time I go into Marshall's, they always have out. I always end up buying so much stuff. I'm talking about, like, I always get the bath salt. They always have out some different types of bath salt. And I love getting like the fizz lemon balls and stuff that you put into the tub. And I love getting the shower gels and stuff, because they always have out different types of shower gels. And if they mess around and have my cotton candy shower gel out, I'm getting it all. Ooh, I love to smell like cotton candy. Also, with the fupa don't matter as long as you can move, Queen. I'm telling you, because I got a fupa, and I promise you, and I got stretch marks. I got stretch marks on my, and I didn't get stretch marks on my stomach until my second pregnancy, and all the way to the end of my pregnancy. Like when I became 8 months pregnant with my second baby, that's when I got stretch marks, and I still got them. I got stretch marks on my belly, and I got tiger marks on my booty. And I had thought about it. I was like, I was looking at, because y'all know how we women are. I was like, dog, it's been women to go to surgeons and they remove the tiger marks off of their butt, and they know how to remove the tiger marks off of their stomach. So then I started looking at how many women was having issues, you know. They was paying all that money, and that the stretch marks didn't completely disappear. I was like, shoot, if a man want me, he gonna have to love the stretch marks, okay? Because I know a lot of women be shaming stuff about putting on bathing suits because they had them stretch marks and stuff on their booty and stuff, but I don't even care no more. Who is that? Arthurine? Wait a minute. What you doing, Remy? Remy, what are you doing? What did you do? Huh? I'm getting you. I lost the elasticity in my stomach after my twins. I think only surgery can fix that, but too bad I'm not getting surgery. Well, what are you doing, Remy? What ended up happening with me, I would have the stretch marks from my baby, from my daughters, my last daughter, but what you was just saying, I had appendicitis. I had to have my appendix taken out, and it was an emergency surgery where I had almost died. And they had to take me into the emergency room, right? Because it was pulsing. What are you doing? And the surgeon he sliced me down the middle of my stomach. And all of my OB doctors, all of my gynecologists and stuff, they always say, what happened to your stomach that you was sliced down the middle of your stomach like that? I say, he took my appendix out. And they go, we've never known a surgeon to have to cut somebody like down the middle of their stomach. Like, he was supposed to do a little incision. I don't know what the hell that surgeon was thinking about, but anyways, rub cocoa butter consistently. If that's the case, I don't care. Like Cat Williams say, it's either two reasons a woman have stretch marks: either she lost or gained weight. Simple, Cat Williams. That's true. Have babies. But I saw the way that a lot of women was getting rid of those stretch marks was they was having, oh God, what's the name of that surgery? Tummy tucks. They was having tummy tucks, and they was just pulling their stomach down, their skin down, and cutting off the part. They had the stretch marks. I can't do that. I can't do it. Just keep using cocoa oil and stay away from Walmart lotion. We're not worried about no stretch marks at all. I be wondering why these people go get these booties. And the booties, you could tell when these girls have had surgery. The booties be square or something. You can just tell the way it's shaped that it ain't real. She said her sister had a tummy tuck. She looks good. Minor complications. Hey, Ronald. He said they used to cut long incisions for C-sections back in the day. So coconut oil. Get down, Remy. Get down. And you can see the surgery dots in their butts. Oh wow. A lot of women that claims that they've had those surgeries, they said that they lose feeling in their booty. They don't have any feeling in their booties, and the booty be real cold. Some women have talked about having complications like that. Hold on, y'all. Oh shit. Okay, y'all, that was one of my new clients. I'm gonna tell y'all something about what I've learned in business, right? I work in a male, it's a male dominated field, okay? Mostly male whites that have that are retired from higher agencies. Okay? Cuz that guy, he retired. He works up in Knoxville. And he's got one of the biggest agencies up there, but he retired from a higher agency. One of my mentor kind of recommended me to him. One thing about white people, they don't care about what you charge. They don't care about trying to keep money away from you. When I first started talking to that man, he immediately started telling me about resources that I didn't know anything about. The only thing they care about is, can you do the work? And one thing that I've learned about the few Black people that I've worked with, and it's unfortunate, is that a lot of them ain't worthy of working with. And I think it's sad as it relates to our community, because I definitely had when I went into it, that's my mindset has been changing a whole lot. Especially when I got into it, I just had this preconceived notion about, okay, I'm gonna work with a lot of chauvinist white males who don't necessarily care for Black women, blase, right? It's not like that at all. I have a few of the Black investigators, when they want me to partner with them on something, they always have tried to figure out a way not to pay you. Even with Black attorneys, and I hate to say it, there are only a few defense attorneys that I work with, only a few. I don't really like to do criminal cases because it's too time consuming, and it's real stressful. But and so when I do criminal cases, it's mostly for the district attorney's office or the federal prosecutors or something like that. But I don't get into those cases like that, because most of the federal cases be capital murder cases. It could go on all year, real stressful. But what I found with a lot of Black defense attorneys is they don't like to pay. And then they want you to work for them. And then when you tell them your fee, they'll say, well, can I bill you? Because you never get paid. You think I'm gonna get out there and do some work for your client and you keep all the money? They make the client pay them up front. And then they want the investigator to get out there and get them what they need to make them look good in court. And the Black attorneys try and find a way not to pay you. I only do work for a few attorneys, and one of them is Leslie Ballin, because I already know he gonna up whatever you say, and he gonna cash you out within the same day that you finish the case, or before, because I make them pay me oftentimes before I do anything. So I think it's just sad, like, but hey, you know what's so different is that when I started talking to some of the white investigators, and I go, have you ever did work for this attorney? You know, and I could be talking about a Black attorney. Oh yeah, they pay very good. I have a real good business relationship with them. Them cuckabug heads be willing to cash them white guys out immediately. Okay. But then when they walk into my office or I walk into their office, they automatically, sister, you can't give me no discounts. Fuck you. You a damn attorney, bitch. If you ain't making no money, you need to get into another field. But you want me to give you I don't give discounts. Y'all, I wasn't this mean before, but people will make you cuss them out. I used to go into people's offices and I would be so excited to be working with them and stuff, just happy to share my experiences and stuff with them, be ready to work hard for them. And then they get to talking about discounts. No. Tell you, go get a discount from your daddy. No. It's the same way, you know, with my TV show. I have sponsors that have been sponsoring me every month for many years. Okay. Even if you don't see their commercial, I'll mention their business or something that's going on. That's how you sponsorships. As I'm gonna start getting some on here when I finally slow down. Okay. And it's a lot of Black businesses that could benefit from because it's still a lot of older people that's got good money that look at TV, especially the shows that I put on TV. They don't know anything about social media. So that's the reasons why on weekends I knew what I was doing. I started putting like my gospel show on there. I interviewed like gospel artists, put their gospel videos on. A lot of those church people love that. So a lot of these people that's got businesses around the Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama area. Now, Alabama is real cool. It's like their mindset is different. And I know that's the South. And they could benefit, because on the national channels, they charge an arm and a leg. Instead, they want to call me, you know what? You a black woman, you got a TV network, and they want to try to butter you up. And then I know it be coming, because if anybody want to do some business, they're going to ask first how much you charge. Is it any way I could be on your show so I can come on and talk about your business? Yeah, this is the fee. Oh, well, I ain't trying to spend that that kind of money. Oh, okay. But then when you go into the Iranian shops where they got these suit stores, they got sense enough to understand. They'll say, well, let me look at your TV show. Oh, okay. You got an audience where it's a real big church audience that look at your TV show. They're going to come in here and buy suits from me. Right? They understand business. They ain't trying to get over or get no discounts or anything like that. So, like I said, our people, it has to be a renewal of the mind with our people. You got to stop trying to get hookups and discounts just because a person is black. They would never walk into another location and ask nobody for no hookups and no discounts. It all comes down to a lot of black people don't respect other black businesses. They just don't respect it. A lot of people feel like it don't hurt to ask, but I never ask or expect a discount, and I'm not lowballing my prices at all. And here's the thing, like when I talk to other investigators, I ask them, did they ask, since you're working with them, is there a certain price? No, they pay my price. They don't ask for no discounts from the white people. I would never, like, even when they have, like, my cousins and them like to do pop-up shops. And I always go, even if I only stay for a few minutes. I already know that they're going to have vendors there. And one of my cousin pop-up shops, she asked me to be a speaker, and I was looking at people that was sitting around. She had all that food and stuff in there. People was eating, and people came to eat, but they didn't want to buy nothing. And I said, I was going to talk about something else, but I started talking about how black people don't respect other black businesses. It was other people that had, like, they were selling like tea, they were selling like earrings, they were selling lip glosses. They had to pay her to have those booths there. I said, each and every time I go to a pop-up shop, I don't care whose pop-up shop it is, I stop at the bank and I get some money. And what I do is I go to every table at any pop-up shop that I go to, and I buy one thing from the person. Hell, unless they really got something I like, I buy more than one thing. And that's my way of supporting them. I said I would never go to a pop-up shop and not support the people if I could. I would never do that. I always say, like, when people are encouraging you, and it's a beautiful thing when you encourage people, it costs nothing to encourage people. But the truth of the matter is being realistic. If you want to help somebody's business, you need to be trying to patronize them, right? So you could pat them on their back all day, but if ain't no resources coming in, the building, it's gonna close. So that's why I always say, yeah, people need your encouraging words, and it's good to pat them on the back, but what they need is your resources. So if they got reasonable prices, if you're really messing with them, even if their price is 50 cents more, if you want to help that black business, go and patronize that black business. That's what keep the lights on. And so when they get to hollering about, well, black people have an attitude, hell, the Asians follow you around their damn shop and let you know they think you a thief. They follow you around the store. They treat you like you're a damn dog and you can't stay up out of there. So those are excuses. That's the reason why, like, a lot of times when, and people don't even know it, because I don't even say nothing. Like sometimes I'll tune into I might just happen to tune into a blog. I never say anything in their blog other than like Cypress or Player Code. I never type in people's vlogs, you know. Sometimes I might be in the background, like if I see a vlog and I'll say, okay, let me see what they're talking about. And I might be in the bushes, and I already know that even though people are on here vlogging, you don't get really paid. You get paid $1 per 1,000 view. And some people don't even get 1,000 views. Hell, some people don't. I ain't even been getting 1,000 views. Hell, they put me on punishment because I talked about Farrakhan. Right? So I be in the bushes sometimes, and if I'm listening to somebody and they got a good message on their podcast, I don't want them to think that I'm trying to type into their podcast to get people to come to my channel or anything like that. I'll sit in the bushes and I'll send them a cash out. They probably don't even know who I am, but I do that for quite a few vlogs that have good messages. I'll sit in the bushes and listen to what they're saying, and then I'll send them a cash out because I understand that people are on, it's a little hustle. It don't hurt to send them a cash out, $5, $10, or whatever. I understand that even though it's good to encourage people, encouraging words are good, but encouraging words don't grow no damn business. People need your resources. They need your resources. That is and I understand that because I'm a business owner, which is the reason why I have my dollars out. Anytime somebody said, well, I'm opening up a boutique. If you could, I'm having a grand opening. I'm going to have this, and that. If you could just come, I already know they're hoping that you'll buy something. Hell, I don't really shop in boutiques like that. But if I go to their grand opening, I'm going to make sure I stop at the bank because I'm going to buy a dress or something. Even if I just wear it around the house, I'm going to support them. We got to learn to start supporting people to help to grow. Yes, give them encouraging words, but if you can support them financially, people need your money in order for the business to grow. And people don't be wanting to say that, well, I don't want to ask for nothing. God damn it, folks need money to keep the lights on. We go all up in Walmart in different places. Hell. That's right, new to you. I always patronize my people. That's the reason why people, especially the folks that be in here, I always say, y'all got something going on. If y'all got something going on, let me know. If you do, give me your website because I'm coming to your website and I'm going to buy your stuff. Don't be ashamed. Let me know. Especially the people that be up in here supporting me. Let me know what you got going on, because even if don't nobody else come to your channel, or if nobody else come to your website, I'm coming and I'm gonna buy some stuff. I have a friend named Ellen that and she said she got this from Ellen had a testimony. Ellen had went to jail and she did 10 years. Ellen got out, opened up an earring and tattoo shop. She didn't open up a tax business. That sister is a millionaire. She's so generous. She's so loving. I always go, when I get my lashes, her girls, I be having the girls to come over to my office sometimes to do my lashes and my eyebrows and stuff. Because I always make sure that I support Ellen, because Ellen is so sweet. But Ellen said she got this from some entrepreneurs in Atlanta. She said, Tam, when I went and did a pop-up shop up there, I saw how different that a lot of those people in Atlanta, how differently they think from the people around the Memphis area. She said, girl, I did a pop-up shop, and it was this black business owner that walked in and said, is this 100% black business owned? And she said, she told her, yeah. And she said, they bought everything that she had in that pop-up shop. They said, we buying everything. They bought everything, because that's how you support other black businesses. That's how you do it. Me and Ellen used to, I used to advertise her business on my TV show. And at the time I was selling some t-shirts. And so I said, I'll tell you how we're going to do it. Because see, people be wanting something for nothing. I said, this is how we're going to do it, Ellen. Because she was like, sis, I want to buy some advertisement from you. I said, no, let's do it like this, Ellen. I said, how about if you let me put my t-shirts in your store? Because she got a earring and tattoo boutique. Let me put my t-shirts in your store, and then I'll talk about your business on my TV show. How about that? See, as business owners, that's the type of stuff that you do. And guess what? I got 100%. I was selling them t-shirts, and when I went to every month to pick up my money, she had it. They won't let you slide for a penny. You have to go to your car to get one. I'm telling you, if you say, I ain't got a penny, oh, you have to put something back. They overtaxing and overcharging you anyways. Shout out to Ellen too. If y'all in the Memphis area, y'all go see my sister. If you want to get your tattoos, get your ears pierced, get you some earrings, a nice boutique. Okay. She's got a location in the it's called Trinkets. She's in the Wolf Chase Mall, the Old Court Mall. She's on Lamar, and she's got one in Clarksdale. And she just started doing taxes. I gotta go do her commercial, because she gonna do some black business. Y'all hit the like button for me. Yeah, shout out to Ellen. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get Ellen on here. I know she'll come. She'll talk about her testimony of how she went to jail, and she did 15 years, and how she got out and became a millionaire. That's my girl. I love Ellen. I love it when women don't have a covetous spirit, because believe it or not, we women need each other. We do. We really need each other, and we could really make a lot of things happen if we work together. But it's a demonic force that takes over. I don't know why so many women. That's why when I see, like, I could be on here with you all for so long, because even though we're not in the same states and stuff, when I can fellowship with women that I see that's cool, and they on the same thing that I'm on, and it's awesome to me. I'd be halfway scared to even have relationships with people, even to just really have people around me. I'm talking about in real life, because of just how backstabbing and evil like people are, and it all stems from jealousy. It all stems from jealousy. Like I said, like it's a lot of stuff that I had to cut off because I thought I was being safe at one point by just really just having um family around me. And even though I love my family, I love them with a passion. But I'm some of my cousins I had to cut off. I had to, and I love them. I do. I'll still, if they call me, I'm gonna be there for them as much as I can. But it's just some people that you have to love from a distance, right? I had one of my relatives that I grew up with. She hurt me so bad. It was ridiculous. Like it hurt me so bad. Like I was trying to do my TV show, and I would bust into tears, right? When I would get into the end of the TV, the end of my recordings and start when I would give my encouraging words at the end, I would bust into tears. I had a relative that I grew up with that set out to try and hurt me. And one of my cousins called me and she was like, "Cuz, I cannot," and we all grew up together, blood related. She said, she had to let me know the lowdown. She's like, "You my first cousin. I can't," and I love both of y'all. I can't know that she's doing this behind your back and not say nothing. I had a relative one time that used to hang out with me at my studio. They all used to. And was having a lot of preachers to come through because they, ministers and stuff, because they was putting their services on their church services and stuff like that. I had a relative sitting in my office one day, and this minister would come and he was sitting there and he would pay for his TV show, and he did upholstery. So he was like, he started fixing on some of my stuff for me, some of my chairs. Because I was like, "Dog, the legs on those chairs." He was like, "I know how to fix that. I'm gonna fix that for you." And he was sitting there one day. I mean, he came faithfully to pay for his show and paying good money. And I'll never forget, one of my relatives was sitting there and she was like, "Now, this bitch, I don't even know if she believe in God. She's so evil. God told me that you need something from me." I mean, I stopped breathing. I did. I was like, "Oh my God, no, she is not trying to, like, oh my God, proposition this man. This was one of my customers." And she said, "God told me." He was like, "Huh?" I think he was trying to understand, and then as being a man, that kicked in. I could tell when his voice changed. Like she was trying to proposition him. I started texting her with him sitting there. I said, "Do not do this. Don't do it. Get up and leave out of my office. Leave now. Get up and leave now." I started texting her with him sitting there. I mean, I stopped breathing. I could not believe that she did that. I pride myself on I don't mess with none of my clients. And it'd be a heap of them to come through there, especially them preachers with money. And she thought that she was getting ready to put a negative connotation on my business because she was sitting there thirsty. My dad said, "I told you, you always want somebody sitting over at that office with you. With the type of people you have coming through there, you cannot have everybody with you at that office." I was hurt that she did that. When I called her, she got up and left out. I said, "Why would you do that?" "I don't care. I get some money off of that nigga." The bitch wasn't no businesswoman, so she couldn't have cared less about how it made me look. But just being, and we closely related, being closely related to me, I would have thought she would have had, I would have thought that she would have cared more about me and what I was trying to do as it relates to my business than to sit there and think that she was going to offer her ass to one of them damn preachers for some money. And they'll take it. Oh, wow. I'm telling you, it made me think, just started to learn, like I started to learn more stuff, you know, that she was doing. Like my cousin, my our cousin ended up just calling me one night, telling me some more stuff, child. Um, y'all know the man I told y'all voodooed me, okay? Because he did voodoo me. He was an older man, but he was a money man, a big money man. They makes money. They own quite a bit of stuff in Memphis. And they got a real big purchase that everybody be at in Memphis. I'm not gonna say what. And one of my cousins said that she saw how good that man was to me. He voodooed me, but he was good to me. And my cousin said, she said, girl, she told me, let's go up here to this place that he owns, because she knew that he had an office in there. I'm getting ready to start getting money from this nigga too. She would do me like that. So what it says, all I know is that the chosen ones go through hell for something. That's true. She was willing to sacrifice a long-term goal for it. That's exactly what she was willing. That I didn't care about me. At that point, I started thinking, I was like, dog, a girl I grew up with from a baby. I mean, closely related. And I mean, when my cousin started telling me like the stuff that, and my cousin was not lying, because we're all related. I was taking all of that in. I remember like I was recording my TV show, and when I got to the end of it, when I do my encouraging words, I couldn't hold back the tears. I was like, my God, because I just could not believe that she would do me like that. I've given my sis more than she can imagine giving me. I count it all joy. And here's the thing, like when I love people, I love them. Like I be loving my family and stuff. All they got to do is ask me for it, and if I could give it to them, even with my friends. Like I'm very protective when I love people, whether they're family or friends. I'm very protective of them. I'm very territorial. That's the reason why my circles are very small, because I be loving my friends just like they are my family. I'm very protective. You ain't getting to them through me. And so I have issues. That's why when y'all hear me say, when I have guys that cheat, it be over. I'm serious, because when I love somebody, I be loving them hard. I love them. And so betrayal is just unacceptable to me. It's never the same. And so my dad used to say, well, you know, you put expectations. It's not fair to put expectations on people just because of your expectations. I started to think about that. I was like, maybe that's true. And so that's kind of what made me started making my circle smaller and smaller and smaller, because I was like, well, it's not fair to put expectations on people just because I'm a loyal person. People are different. So I just started like isolating myself. That's the reason why, you know, like when I'm over in my office, I do business, I'm more organized now. I schedule my appointments and stuff like that. When I do hire people in, even when I have interns to come in, I be loving it when I have interns. I always make them sign paperwork that they can't talk about what go on in their office, because it's a lot of stuff that come through that office. I'm talking about as it relates to my investigative stuff, as it relates to quite a bit of stuff. And I always just feel comfortable working by myself, because I know at least with me working in there by myself, I don't have to worry about nothing. I be trying to get my daughters to come and work for me. Mom, we don't want to work for you. People will embarrass you, and the ones that I'm telling you, yes, they will. But I was hurt. You know, it's just, I think I started to gather the idea that everything that she had started doing, it was just more so at me. It was more so to try to make me look bad and to hurt me. And I've never been jealous of anybody in my family. Like if we would meet up, because like I said, we grew up together, we're blood related. when we would meet up, when she would walk in cute, I would say, stand up, girl, let me take a picture of you. I ain't never in my life been jealous, and I got some beautiful family members. I've never in my life, and I got pretty friends and all. I ain't never in my life been jealous of no other woman. You know why? Because I always understood that men like different things. So I wasn't gonna be jealous of no woman because she was red, or be jealous of no woman because her butt was bigger than mine, or anything like that. Because God bless me, I got a nice little figure. Even when I gain weight and all, it still be right. I understood that men like different things. The man that's for me like chocolate women. I understand the laws of the earth. So what's for me is attracted to me, right? And so I don't have to worry about them being attracted to my friend because that's, or my relative, because that's for her when we walk into a place and they automatically zone in on them. I don't want nobody like that anyways. What's for me gonna zone in on me. A lot of people don't think like that. So that's the reason why I could never be jealous of no other woman. My thing was I always tried to build up, especially other women, and then they always took every opportunity to stab me in my back. I always been a go-getter. I always had my dad. The good thing about it was I always had my dad to finance any idea I had, and then I would be sharing this with them. Girl, do this with me. I don't want to do that, girl. I ain't into that police stuff. Okay, well, whatever. Girl, I'm going to take some grant writing classes. I got some friends, that work for the city, or my dad knows some people that's hooking us up on teaching me how to write, write up some of this stuff. I don't want to do that. That's too long. Okay. I've always tried to extend that olive branch because when it was something good, I had something good going on. I always wanted the people around me to always be able to enjoy that too, and those were like the very people that always would try and cut me in my back until it just made me like I am now. I'm very reserved. I spend a lot of time by myself. People think that I'm not, other than my children and my mother, people like that. I spend so much time by myself. Number one, I'm a thinker, and I have to recuperate with a lot of the stuff that I have going on that y'all don't even know about as it relates to like my work and stuff. So I have to replenish myself and revitalize myself because I get pulled on a lot. But I spend a lot of time by myself because as soon as I start trying to extend olive branches to people, right, they find a way. People are just evil. A lot of people do evil stuff. My aunt on her deathbed told me some family secrets. I asked what was family. She answered and said other people. 6 hours later, she took her last breath. Oh, wow. And your voice is sweet as honey when you flow and speak. Thank you, Detroit. Go get her. I used to try to be mean to folks. Giving back is fruits of love. It is. I used to try to be mean to folks who wronged me, but it didn't pan out. Big hearts hurt the most and go through. I think that's why I'm unforgiving too. Maybe it's a defense mechanism. And I'm working on that. I said I was not going to work on it, but I am working on that. And I'm working on always feeling like I need to, get back on people because that it's just something. And I know it's got to be the devil because I go, dog, if people was right, I mean, all they got to do is ask me and I help them. I go, no, I'm going to lay until I get my get back. But that ain't cool either because you don't know, like, hating people and be laying and waiting to get your get back. That takes a lot of energy. It ain't really even worth it. So I am working on that this year. And my mom always said to me, girl, you too vindictive. You always looking to get revenge. Let it go. A woman got on TikTok and said that all women should cheat at least once. I'm gonna tell you something. Even women that don't believe in cheating, because I don't believe in cheating. I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't believe in cheating. I feel like people should be faithful. But when people have been hurt, stuff like that do cross their minds. It do cross their minds, about getting their get back. Only thing about it is most women, when they get their get back, they get it with a man they like. And so the man that they was with that cheated on them end up losing because she end up liking the guy that she cheating with. Be quiet, Remy. Hell. Hate to mess with your immune. Yes, it will, Renee. That's probably because she ain't got nobody. I said be quiet. That's the wind blowing. Be quiet. But I love people new. I don't like them, but I love them. I mean, I love those that are lovable, but I don't love everybody. I can't even and don't like everybody. And people are stubborn and don't want advice. They sure don't. They absolutely do not. I just know it ain't gonna rain and just stop me from doing what I want to do today. What time is it? It's 1:25. I need to go pay my office rent, and I need to go to Marshall's, and I need to go into a neighborhood and kind of scope out a neighborhood on a case I got. And I should be back home by 6. So y'all, we're gonna get on. I'm gonna see about that. I'm gonna call somebody and see is that true about straight drop. And then we'll talk about that in the members. I'm gonna see if that's true about straight drop. I'm interested in seeing how this is gonna go with Cornelius. I've been kind of waiting. Somebody kind of. Let's go. I never cheat first, but I will get my lick back. I always told my ex-husband, Remy, I'm not playing with you. And then she gets right behind me and bark in my ear. I always told my ex-husband, please tell me if you find someone else because there are lots of men waiting to take your place. He went and bought me a new wedding ring. My wife is Leo, and she's spiteful as Elf, the world's, I believe. How you join the membership? Just go to the moderators. Can one of y'all put the link for the memberships in the chat so that they could click on it? Yes, the best get back is success. It is. The best get back is success. Success. It is the best get back. Remy, stop. Ooh, that dog get on my nerves, all that barking. Joe loves God. I know that's right. Hit the like, hit the join button and go from there. I've been wanting to get a pool in my backyard. And I'm not talking about one of those pools like I'm talking about I want it down in the dirt. But I looked into that, like, dog, that costs a lot. But that's what I want. So I just probably have to wait a little while and get it. Yes, that's what Dawes was doing. His get back was success. And they couldn't stand that. They could not stand that. My phones are always ringing. Whoever it is, it is raining. They'll need to call. If it's somebody I know, they'll call one of my other phones. Because that phone over there on the charger. If it be my mom or somebody, she'll call my personal phone. Yeah, Remy be wanting attention all the time. I don't know why people get let me see, y'all. Let me see if I can find that link. Here it is, right here. Remy, please. Remy, go on. Go on. Here it is right here. So y'all, what exactly was it that you all said that Straight Drop did? What exactly was it that you all said he did? So I can ask, so I can see. Somebody said Straight Drop did something. What was it that I need to ask? Bama Boy says they not that expensive. They have liners that are decent price, but concrete always gonna cost a lot. Yeah. I said if I wait for like a year, I'll be able to get it. Yeah, filed a lawsuit. He had his nose broken in jail. Straight Drop had his nose broken in jail recently. He had his nose broken. He must have been going up to a jail visitation. I think he's back going to jail visitations. So he coming out there. Yeah, he comes out of the hole to go to his. I'm trying to think. I think they take your privileges when you're in the hole. They do. Suing because of medical care of his nose. For getting a broken nose. Okay. So he's supposedly suing for getting a broken nose. So this was in December. His pod officer was in here earlier. He ain't in here now because he ain't posted in a while. One of his pod officers. Switch B they do. But I'm gonna see though. I'm gonna see if he's suing. Child, Straight Drop. I told y'all. I told y'all that. I told y'all what's going on with Straight Drop. I tried to tell y'all before what's going on with him. Take privileges when they take privileges when you're in the hole. So, they must have told him they are not paying for his lawyer anymore. No, they still paying. They think they got that. They think they city slick. Supposedly his breathing was impaired because of the lack of treatment. Okay. I'm gonna see. Rakia says security guards broke his nose, not no inmates. That's why he's suing. Okay. Why, Rakia, why did the security guards break his nose? Why did they break his nose? Rakia, you still in here? I guess I won't get to do my ranch grilled chicken fingers. I guess I'm gonna have to. They said they was doing a check for some lost handcuffs and he didn't want to be checked. Oh. I'm gonna see. I'm interested now. When did this happen? They had said, somebody, I don't know where it came from, but they were saying that Cornelius had went to the hospital or something. And so I had talked to one of his pod officers. And so she was like, well, let me check his notes because maybe he went to she said maybe he went. They said maybe he went to the emergency room when I went, on another shift. And she said, Cornelius ain't even been out of here, girl. Oh wow. I'm gonna see. Cause I did hear that, he had been, you could tell that as it relates to him, that the closer that trial gets, it's taking a toll on him. But it's been taking a toll on him. Let's see, Dolph is dead, so no one cares about his nose or anything else, period. Lord have mercy. I hate these young men got themselves caught up in this stuff. I really do. I believe it happened when everyone was posting that he had got jumped in there. Oh, so this happened a while ago? I don't know, because it tells me that it was somebody when he was down there in the lower level. Now, when he was walking the halls, it seems like when there would be movement. When they walk through, everybody, if there is movement, everybody is supposed to get up against the wall, right, and let them walk through. All pods are closed, but if they already transporting inmates from somewhere, right, whether they had Rick or something like that, they're supposed to stop. And I think that's when some of that stuff was happening, like somebody seen straight drop. There was, especially, I don't know if it had anything to do with Dolph, because straight dropping them are gang members. These were like other gangs. But now, when he was down there in lower level, when he was down there in high profile situation, after he had he was walking through the hall, I'm told that there was a fight that ensued. An inmate had gotten away and jumped on him, right? And so then another gang member was put in high profile custody. Don't ask me what he was down there in high profile custody for. Okay, he was just in the vicinity of when Straight Drop was down there. They were not in the same cell. And Straight Drop bulked out of his cell, I'm told. He bulked out of his cell and jumped on this guy. Okay. That's what I'm told. But this was like last year. He wasn't given proper medical treatment and he wasn't able to breathe through his nose because they broke his nose. They had to take him to an outside hospital for treatment. Straight Drop gonna talk now or later. It never fails. They're gonna cut him off after sentencing. Yeah, they're gonna cut him off after sentencing. I hope that he realizes that. I don't know, Rakia. Oh, I hate that my head stopped up. I'ma see. Yeah, I'ma see. Hold on, let me send him. Let me see if I can. Be quiet, please. Hey, positive vibes. He's not dead. He's still breathing. Happened to me. I just wasn't facing a lot of time. Now have none of those people around me. Not a letter or money on my book. Nothing. But those were my dogs. Not no more. I'm telling you. That's how they do it. Once they use you and you get put in a bad position, they have no more use for you. That's how it is. That wind ain't playing. It's moving my patio furniture And my patio furniture is heavy and it's moving it. That's why the dog's gone crazy. And everyone told me, and I was not my dogs. Oh, they almost done with Drop. Yeah, they almost through with him. I believe he's going to have an epiphany. I believe that he is. I hope he does. And go on and do the right thing. Yep, I hope he go on and do the right thing. They said straight drop baby mama pregnant. Well, I wonder does he know that she's pregnant? It's raining and the wind is blowing crazy here in South Carolina. The wind is blowing like crazy here. It has not started raining yet. I got to get out. She at least has already given up on him. Of course. I think she was one of the main reasons. No, she might have been. I don't know. I think I don't know what to say about that. I believe that she's one of the reasons that they put him up to do it, because whoever it was probably wanted him out the way so that they can be with his girlfriend. That's what these dudes do. Yes, you know. I hate that. I hate that Straight Drop did that to himself. Yeah, I've been saying that for a long time. I've been saying it. I said they put these little dudes up to do this stuff because these old ass niggas, because they know these little dudes do anything for money. They trick them out of their position. They say that nigga be gone away to jail. They know Straight Drop, he might want to shoot something. And at least he gone away to jail. I can have my way with his gal. That's how they think. Mm. I just hate these young men. I just hate they don't have no guidance. I do. I really do. And these older folks ought to be ashamed of themselves, and God gonna make them pay for it too. They're gonna not only pay for what they did to Dolph, they're gonna pay for sending them little dudes out. Anybody know who Straight Drop father was? Honestly, I hate that he did that as well. Yeah, Straight Drop is a nice looking kid. You know, he could have really did some things for himself. Mm-hmm. I believe they dangled the record deal and money, fancy jewelry, clothes, their lifestyle over his head, and he bit the bait. He couldn't get off to sign clothes and lifestyle over his head, and he bit the bait. He couldn't get off to sign him, so he went with the ops. Now he see his ass op. Yeah. And I kind of believe that, Dolph, from my understanding, young Dolph didn't sign him for a reason, because of some stuff that Straight Drop was doing. And he had a right not to. If he didn't want to sign him because he felt like his head was not on right, or because of some stuff he had in his background, he had every reason he could do that. And the thing that gets me is that when I hear grown men, older men, sit up and talk about, yeah, but why Dolph gonna have Straight Drop around him? He ain't signed him. He was supposed to sign him. Hell, they don't go over there to Capitol Records and tell them execs over there that they better sign somebody. Why? Because Young Dolph had an independent record label and he was trying to build it, that they decided that Straight Drop and them had a right to kill him because he didn't sign him. So that's really not the reason why he killed him. Hell, he didn't sign him. He killed him because they paid him to do it, which was just messed up. They knew he was already frustrated or whatever, had some disdain, but it was never enough to want to take him out. So they instigated that and they did that, and they wrong. And they're gonna pay for it. I'm taking a break from social media. Shit, toxic. Oh, wow. Dolph was successful even with doing the Titterling circuit. He was. He was. I'm trying to see if let me see. I was hoping that somebody would answer me. Ain't nobody answered. You know what? I was reading somebody had posted that. I guess I was reading out loud. Somebody saying they're getting off of social media. But one thing about Straight Drop baby mama is she was super to have been hit with aiding and abetting. She probably was his whereabouts because she did for the bowling alley thing. Yes, she did. Please don't take a break right now. We need your energy. Now, I was reading what somebody else had posted. Okay, you guys. Hopefully, when I get back on tonight, I'm gonna get on in the members. Somebody would have done reached back out to me, let me know what's going on. But I gotta get out. It's 2:00, and y'all know it gets dark at 5, and I got like 3 places to go. Okay, so like, share, and subscribe. Okay. If you like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel. So hopefully, when I get back on tonight, somebody would have answered me as it relates to Straight Drop. I enjoyed you guys today, but I got to get out and work. I got to go pay my rent over at my office. I got to go out to Collierville. I got to go to the Marshalls, and I got to go to a grocery store to get me some fruit to snack on. Okay? Anyways, you guys, I love you guys. I'll see you later today.